The camera pans across the bridge of the Ares, revealing a massive viewport showcasing the chaotic battlefield ahead. The ship, a fearsome dreadnought of the Terran Dominion, stands as a testament to humanity's dominance in the galaxy. Admiral Holden walks with purpose, his boots echoing on the metallic floor, a sign of authority in every step he takes. His expression is intense, reflecting the weight of leadership in the face of imminent conflict. Status report, he commands, his voice steady yet urgent. Lieutenant Kessler, focused at his console, glances at the tactical readouts before responding quickly. Enemy fleets are closing in, sir. The Varithians are at the forefront of the assault, accompanied by Kranic and Cytherian vessels. Holden narrows his eyes at the flashing enemy symbols on the tactical display, his determination palpable. He recognizes the Varithians' daring move. They are not known for their courage, especially against the might of the Terran Dominion. Varithians, he muses, contemplating their audacity. They're bold to challenge us. Get firing solutions on their lead ships. The tension in his voice ignites action among the crew, who move swiftly to relay his orders. The hum of power surges through the ship, the energy building as the weapon systems come online. Each crew member feels the weight of their responsibility, knowing that the fate of their mission rests on their performance. Holden's attention shifts to a display showing the impressive gathering of the alien coalition, a formidable alliance of 3 species united in defiance against humanity. They believe sheer numbers can turn the tide, but Holden knows better. They think this is their fight, he says, shaking his head slightly. This is not their fight. Lieutenant Kessler's voice cuts through Holden's thoughts, bringing him back to the present. Sir, enemy ships are deploying fighters, initiating a broad attack sweep. Launch all squadrons. Holden commands. I want our fighters intercepting them before they get within range. Kessler's fingers fly over the console as he relays the order. The hangar bay doors open, and the Ares fighters shoot into the blackness of space, engaging in a fierce skirmish with enemy vessels. The first clashes are swift, with the Terran fighters cutting through the void like silver bullets, precise and deadly. Brief flashes of explosions light up the distance as enemy ships begin to fall, but Holden knows this is just the beginning. As the initial skirmishes unfold, Holden observes the tactical display, analyzing the flow of the battle. He notices that the enemy is testing their defenses, probing for weaknesses. They're testing our defenses, he mutters to himself, his mind racing through calculations and strategies. We need to hit them hard. Target the Varithians' command vessel. Break their formation. With a swift motion, he gives the order, and the Ares heavy rail guns open fire. The deep thrum of the cannons reverberates through the hull, a reassuring reminder of the ship's power. Each shot tears through enemy shields as if they were made of paper, and the Varithian vessels buckle under the relentless onslaught, folding in one after the other. Kranic cruisers incoming. They've launched boarding pods, an officer calls out, urgency rising in his voice. Holden's eyes narrow as he processes the new threat. They want to take the fight inside? Fine. Send in the Marines. No mercy. He knows what Captain Ferris and his squad are capable of. They are a fierce force, trained for the chaos of close combat, and they will not hesitate. A squad of armored Marines, led by Captain Ferris, moves swiftly to intercept the boarding pods. The ship's corridors erupt into chaos as the Kranic forces pour through, leading to brutal close-quarters fights. Plasma rifles fire in short bursts, and the screech of alien weapons clashing against human steel fills the confined spaces of the Ares. Holden watches intently from the bridge, aware of the stakes. "Tell our rear batteries to deal with those flankers," he commands, the intensity of the battle sharpening his focus. As he monitors the main screen, he notes how more enemy ships attempt to flank their position, desperation creeping into the coalition's tactics. "They're getting desperate," he says, a grim realization settling in. "Our defenses are holding, but we must maintain pressure." The enemy numbers alone present a challenge, but they are crumbling. The Varithians' command structure is clearly in disarray after the loss of their lead vessel. It's only a matter of time before the rest follow. "Admiral, their reinforcements just entered the system, over 50 ships." Kessler warns, a slight edge in his voice. The revelation adds urgency to their situation. Holden exhales slowly, his gaze unwavering. "Let them come. We will show them the strength of humanity's empire. We have been underestimated since the first day we set foot among the stars." The atmosphere on the bridge grows tense as enemy reinforcements barrel toward their lines. The alien vessels appear larger than expected, their aggressive designs speaking of desperation and hasty construction. "These aren't their frontline ships," Holden observes, analyzing the tactical map. "They're refitted carriers and salvage craft, hastily armed but enough firepower to cause serious damage." 50 ships in range," Kessler reports, his voice steady but tinged with concern. "Push the Ares forward. All ahead full. Holden orders. Keep us moving. They want to encircle us? Fine. We'll break through their center. They won't hold." The dreadnought surges ahead, its engines roaring to life as the massive warship plows forward. The Terran squadron swarms around it like hornets protecting their hive, ready to defend their flagship. The alien ships open fire, their beams and missiles slamming into the Ares shields with little effect. The dreadnought's armor absorbs the blows, and it retaliates with an unrelenting barrage of plasma and rail gunshots. Holden watches as alien ships disintegrate in waves, the coalition faltering in the face of humanity's firepower. But he knows the battle isn't over yet. The coalition has made their stand, and they will not retreat so easily. "Sir," Kessler interrupts, his expression serious. "They're moving their command ship into position. It's heavily shielded. Looks like they're preparing something big." Holden's eyes darken as he considers the implications of the enemy command ship's presence. "Bring all guns to bear on that command ship. Take it down before they can finish whatever they're planning." The Ares cannons swivel toward the alien command ship, firing relentlessly. But something is different this time. The shots aren't landing. The alien energy shields flicker, absorbing the blows. "Sir, the enemy ship is more heavily fortified than expected, and it's drawing closer," Kessler warns, the urgency in his voice rising. "They're trying to ram us," he adds, panic creeping in. "We won't survive a direct collision at that speed." Holden's mind races. He cannot allow them to breach the Ares. If the alien vessel strikes, it would tear the dreadnought apart. Divert all power to the forward shields. "We're not letting them get through." His voice is authoritative, allowing no doubt. The bridge crew moves quickly, scrambling as the enemy ship accelerates toward them. Seconds feel like hours as the massive alien vessel closes in. "Impact in 30 seconds," Kessler shouts, his voice betraying the calm exterior he had managed until now. Holden stands firm, his eyes locked on the alien ship barreling toward them. Every instinct screams at him to brace for the worst, but he is not done yet. Target their engines. Everything we've got. Focus fire, now. Now. The Ares cannons roar again, this time pinpointing the vulnerable spots on the alien command vessel's hull. For a brief moment, it seems like nothing could stop the inevitable collision, but just as the alien ship's shields flicker under the strain, their aft engines explode in a violent plume of fire. They've lost power. Kessler shouts, fists clenched in triumph as the alien command ship drifts off course, missing the Ares by a hair's breadth and tumbling into the wreckage of its own fleet. The impact sends shockwaves through space, debris scattering in all directions. Holden doesn't blink. Good. Now finish it off. The Ares forward rail guns unleash a final volley, tearing through what remains of the alien command ship's weakened hull. The massive vessel splits in two, a fireball illuminating the battlefield. Enemy command vessel destroyed. Kessler confirms, his voice more composed now, though the tension of the battle still hangs in the air. Holden allows himself a single slow breath, recognizing that the coalition's command structure is in shambles. Their forces are in disarray, and the aliens thought they could rally, but now they face the full force of humanity's wrath. He turns his attention back to the tactical display, determination flooding his veins. It's time to end this. Begin the mop up. I want every last ship destroyed, no survivors. The Ares surges forward once more, leading the Terran fleet in a brutal sweep through the remaining coalition forces. The alien ships, leaderless and demoralized, scatter in every direction, trying to flee, but there is nowhere to run. The Dominion ships chase them down, picking them off one by one. As Holden watches the chaos unfold, his expression hardens. They've won the battle, but he knows that the war is far from over. A new challenge looms on the horizon, and he must remain vigilant. Admiral, Kessler calls, bringing Holden back to the moment. We've received a distress signal from the planet below. It appears the coalition leaders are asking for terms of surrender. Holden's gaze is cold and resolute. Terms? Tell them no. They made their choice when they raised arms against us. This rebellion dies today. Kessler relays the order with a clipped tone, his voice reflecting the hardened resolve of the crew. No mercy. The atmosphere shifts again as they prepare for what comes next. Holden's focus is unyielding. He knows the enemy will try to negotiate, but mercy is not an option for those who dare to threaten the Dominion. Prepare the orbital strike, Holden commands, his voice ringing with authority. I want a full barrage, level their cities. Leave no stone unturned. We will show them the consequences of defiance. The Ares moves into position, its massive guns primed to unleash devastation. The fleet follows suit, their weapons locking onto targets across the planet below. There is a certain calm that washes over Holden as he sees the command ready to execute his orders. Orbital strike ready, Kessler announces, anticipation hanging in the air. Fire! Holden commands, his voice a blend of fury and determination. Streams of molten plasma rain down, obliterating everything in their path. The planet's surface is scarred, cities reduced to ashes as the Terran fleet exacts its vengeance. Holden watches from the bridge, his eyes dark as he contemplates the destruction. He knows that in war, sacrifices must be made, but this is not simply about winning. It is about sending a message, a reminder that humanity will not be trifled with. As the smoke clears, only silence remains, the desolate landscape echoing the ruthlessness of their strike. The rebellion has been crushed, but Holden is acutely aware that this victory comes with a cost. The weight of command bears down on him as he reflects on the lives lost, even among their enemies. "Sir, the operation is complete. The coalition forces are gone," Kessler reports, his tone more subdued now. Holden stands at the center of the bridge, absorbing the gravity of their actions. "Good. Prepare for hyperspace jump. We move to the next sector." The crew operates with quiet efficiency, transitioning seamlessly from combat to routine. The bridge returns to its operational state, but a lingering tension hangs in the air, a reminder of what transpired. As the Ares powers up its engines and disappears into hyperspace, Holden's thoughts linger on the destruction left behind. The coalition is decimated, their forces scattered across the stars. The message is clear: humanity rules the galaxy, and no one will dare challenge that again. But as the ship streaks through the void, he knows that new challenges await. In the grand scheme of interstellar politics, today's victory may merely be a stepping stone, and the Terran Dominion must remain ever vigilant. The stars may be vast, but the price of dominance is never paid in full. The screen fades to black, and the echoes of the battle resonate in the silence of space, a haunting reminder of the cost of war and the unyielding spirit of those who fight for their survival.